A convicted sex offender who sexually assaulted a child student has been operating as a prominent organizer in the federal Liberal by-election campaign in Scarborough Southwest. How are those values working out for the Liberal Party right now, Mr. Carney? Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Cooper just dropped a jaw-dropping story today about Mark Carney's Liberal team running the by-election in Scarborough Southwest. It is being reported that a convicted child sex offender is operating as a campaign organizer for Liberal Party candidate Dolly Begum. Let's take a look.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Hello, Liberal friends. I'm Dolly Begum, your Liberal candidate for Scarborough Southwest. I know what it means to grow up in a country with hope, to build, step by step, year after year, a life of dignity and hard work. I've represented Scarborough Southwest in the provincial parliament for nearly 8 years, and in Scarborough, strength isn't abstract. It is the neighbor who shows up to help. It is the worker who keeps going and going to build a future for their loved ones. It's the family that builds together across generations. We show up for one another. I believe, and Mark Carney believes, that looking out for all is how we build a strong nation.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dolly Begum. She used to be a New Democrat. Now she is all of a sudden running for the Liberal Party. And that is her, presiding at the convention. Okay, so who is she involved with and what the heck is going on in Scarborough Southwest? For that, we go to the Bureau, which everybody I encourage to subscribe to support Sam Cooper and the work that he does. Let's go take a look. Convicted child sex offender organizing Carney candidate's GTA campaign met Prime Minister and MPs. Yusuf Ali Talukder, convicted in 2010 of sexually touching a child student, lobbied Carney on making Liberal candidate Dolly Begum a cabinet minister at an event featured on CBC News. A convicted sex offender who sexually assaulted a child student has been operating as a prominent organizer in the federal Liberal by-election campaign in Scarborough Southwest, promoting candidate Dolly Begum to Prime Minister Mark Carney at a campaign event featured on CBC National News, appearing repeatedly at her side from the campaign's launch through advanced voting week, arranging transportation to the polls for voters, and attending community events alongside Public Safety Minister Gary Anandasangari, with no indication the Liberal Party of Canada vetted his criminal record. The Bureau has confirmed through a review of CBC footage, social media posts, campaign photographs, video, and signed public communications that Yusuf Ali Talukder, convicted in 2010 in Ontario court of sexually touching of a child under the age of 14 and stripped of his teaching certificate by the Ontario College of Teachers in 2013, is deeply embedded in the campaign to elect Begum as the MP for Scarborough Southwest ahead of the April 13th by-election. Ontario court records say Talukder is a respected figure in his Bengali Muslim community, so much that children in the class of the victim called him uncle, and the victim's mother, who believed the faith-connected Dhaka Learning Center would be good for her daughter, trusted him implicitly. The story emerges at a moment of unprecedented political movements verging on delivering Mark Carney's Liberal government a majority. The Liberal Party and the Begum campaign, in a statement provided to the Bureau by Liberal Party spokesman Matteo Rossi, said Talukder, quote, has no role with the campaign and will not be invited to any of its events, end quote, and that, quote, neither Dolly nor anyone working on the campaign had any knowledge of this individual's history, end quote. The party described the event at which Talukder met Carney as, quote, an open community event, end quote. Talukder's own signed Facebook post describes the same occasionally differently as a meeting at which he spoke directly with the Prime Minister, recounting the conversation in detail and attributing to Carney a specific statement encouraging Begum's path to cabinet. His Facebook page, reviewed by the Bureau, is dominated almost entirely by official Liberal campaign graphics and promotional material for Begum. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the posts in question. So this is by that individual. This is what Sam Cooper's article links to. And again, I encourage everybody to take a look at the Bureau to read the full article. It is very long and very detailed. And people like Sam Cooper deserve our support in order to keep him able to be doing the work that he is doing. So you have all of this long post here, and it goes on and on and on, all the way down here. And this is the video that is of interest.
MP candidate, and we had a strong leadership, community support, and collaborative unity. We can center that.
That's right.
But
That's exactly the right
we
message.
have to see her in the another position in your cabinet.
Oh, we can't. First, we get to Ottawa.
Okay. Thank you.
So grateful. Thank you. And Dolly is a gem.
She is.
So, what a day for Mark Carney. They're at the convention, and this story drops with voting day on Monday. How are those values working out for the Liberal Party right now, Mr. Carney? You can't make this up. You literally cannot make this up. Now, being objective, trying to be objective here. Is any party going to be vetting every single person's criminal record as they're accepting help for a campaign? No. You're assuming that everybody showing up is not going to be a problem. Did anybody check my criminal record before, we went out door knocking with all the different campaigns we did? No. No, they did. Spoiler alert, I have no criminal record. But I don't think the parties are going to be, actively screening everybody who's helping them out. The issue is that this is a big problem. And it's a big stain, a big black mark on the Liberal campaign. The question is, how much damage is it going to do? I don't know. I don't think it's going to do enough damage to actually change the result of the election. But it's strange luck that Liberals seem to be adjacent to these types of scandals when they break. Isn't it a bit bizarre? Lots of coincidences. It's eerie. It's gross. And I don't know what I would say. I have no idea what I would say if I was Dolly Begum and if I was Mark Carney. I wouldn't have to say it because I wouldn't be in that position right now. But you shake your head, and it just boggles your mind that this is what's going on. I wonder if Dolly Begum is sitting here right now saying, maybe I regret switching from the New Democrats in the provincial government to trying to run as a Liberal in the federal government. Do I regret that right now? I bet a part of her is saying, you know what? A little bit.